Planet Dolan.
From fighting over Transformer insurance to an argument about toilet paper, the Planet Dolan crew reenacts some of the best true stories from our subreddit about the dumbest things people have ever witnessed a fight about. My name is NIXXIOM, and today I'll be your narrator. Number 10 was submitted by TWELFTHHAWK 2718. Once on a bus ride, Dolan was sitting in between his two best friends. Dolan jokingly had a theory that they might be aliens, so he asked them questions that only the real people would know. They actually took it seriously and started fighting about who Dolan had asked more questions to. They managed to squeeze half an hour of fighting in about this, and then they refused to talk to each other for the next 2 days. Number 9 was submitted by the Master Gamer 123. One day at Walmart, Ursa saw a man and a woman arguing with each other. The woman was screaming things like, "I always get this kind," and "Why don't you go kill yourself?" She poked her head around the corner and saw what they were fighting over and had to walk away because she started laughing so hard. The woman was fighting with the guy over a 12-pack of toilet paper. Eventually, employees had to kick her out of the store, and they said she was banned from ever coming back again. Number 8 was submitted by BROKENTUSK 922. James Shark was hanging out with his friends Legna and Slapped Ham one day, and they were playing Connect 4. Legna used a really sneaky move, and Slapped Ham called him out on it, but Legna went on to use the same sneaky move in the next 4 games. All of a sudden, Slapped Ham stood up, threw the game across the room, and punched Legna in the face. James Shark just scooted back and watched the fight happen. Soon, Slapped Ham's mom came to break them up and ended up getting punched as well. For 2 straight minutes, it was silent as they all thought about how a bunch of 16-year-olds were fighting over Connect 4. James Shark came out of the fight unscratched, but then his friends beat him up the next week for abandoning them to the wrath of Slapped Ham's mom. Number 7 was submitted by GamblingShroud. Zaragamba was in 8th grade study hall when a loud commotion burst into his classroom. A circle of people formed around 2 kids. One of the kids was holding 2 erasers and started yelling, "Which damn eraser is mine? Which one?" The other kid then yells, "I don't know, asshole." Then they started punching and kicking each other. The teacher broke up the fight, and both were suspended for 3 weeks. Zaragamba still laughs every time he thinks about it. Number 6 was submitted by Relic 1962. Back in the 90s, Gergak was an associate working at a local department store. Russ trolls were all the rage for some reason, and the store was advertising them for $14.99. There was also a knockoff brand by another company for $12.99. It didn't take long for a customer to get into an argument with the department manager because he swore that the Russ trolls were $12.99, and he demanded he be sold one at $12.99. Soon into the argument, his wife stormed over to the manager and claimed she saw the TV and it showed that Roost Trolls were $12.99. A crowd gathered, and soon there were nearly 20 adults all yelling and demanding the trolls for $12.99. They actually ran down the doll aisle to grab them before the head of security told the crowd that he would take their names and phone numbers and give them a call once everything was sorted out. He offered to show them our copy of the ad, both TV and print, and a person yelled, "I don't need to see that. I know what I saw." All of this to save $2 on a Roost Troll. Number 5 was submitted by the Real Beppis Man. Pringle got himself into a conversation about whether Transformers would have life insurance or car insurance. Pringle decided it would probably be both, but 2 burly guys were arguing about it, and it escalated into a fist fight. Pringle tried to break it up, but one of the guys went a little too rough and Pringle left school that day with a black eye. Number 4 was submitted by Shogun Assassin Alice. Melissa went with her mom to do some food shopping for Thanksgiving at Walmart, and as usual, the place was packed. They were just about done and looking for dinner rolls when they heard shouting. What they saw was 2 women fighting over a Patti LaBelle sweet potato pie. One woman had her hands on the top and bottom of the pie box, and the other woman had her hands on the sides. Both of them were shouting like their lives depended on this one pie. Finally, the women were asked to leave for disrupting the shoppers. Number 3 was submitted by Soul Knight 5. Lady Bot's sister was making a sandwich one day, and she put 4 pieces of ham on it. Her mom and dad were also in the kitchen, and they were sitting right next to Lady Bot's sister, watching her make the sandwich. Lady Bot's mom got mad and started yelling that she was putting too many pieces of ham on the sandwich. Then her dad got mad and started yelling at her mom about yelling for no reason. Lady Bot just leaned over to her other sister and said,
"It's kind of weird that they're fighting about a sandwich."
The fight went on for a bit, but after a few minutes, Lady Bot just walked away and could still hear them yelling from down the hall. Number 2 was submitted by CoocoPearlGAY. Tallop and Spincess were walking around the school at break time when they heard 2 girls screaming at each other and fighting. Tallop and Spincess rushed over to stop it, but the girls punched them, so they got a teacher to stop the fight. The 4 of them were sent to the principal's office, where they were asked why they were fighting. Tallop and Spincess said they were trying to stop the fight. The other girls said that they were fighting over what's better between chocolate or strawberry. A few days later, the same 2 girls fought again over apples and bananas. And number 1 was submitted by me. And actually, it's about me. One time I was riding on the bus, and there was this kid that lived next to me that rode on the bus too. His name was Drew. And you see, back in the day, we used to play Halo 2 all the time. Now, I was a better Halo 2 player than him, and man, he just loved to brag and lie that he was better than me at Halo 2, and everybody would believe him because he knew a ton of people that rode our bus and I didn't. So one day we're riding on the bus and he's telling everybody about how just last night he was destroying me in Halo 2. Now I denied this and said no, it's not true, but nobody believed me. So you know what I did? As soon as we got off the bus, I was so angry because of all of his lying. I grabbed him by the backpack, wrestled him down into the grass, and with everybody watching, including the bus driver, I proceeded to beat the living tar out of him. His mouth was bloody. His nose was bloody. He had bruises on his chest and on his sides. Oh, I got in so much trouble. But man, it was worth it. Alright, so a huge thanks to the folks over at our Planet Dolan subreddit for submitting their stories. Now, do you have your own story to tell? Well then, what is the dumbest thing you've ever seen people fight about? Let us know in the Reddit page linked below, and you might be featured in a future countdown.
This video was made possible by our fans over on Patreon. Thanks for your support, guys!
Alright, mortals. Until next time. See ya!